What's good, y'all? It's your boy Muhammad Sanu. We here live at the Trail Report. You know what I'm saying? My boy C Hill. Y'all better stay tuned. You heard? Big talk.
Going against the San Antonio Spurs. OKC currently leads 3-2. After the game five we talked about yesterday, obviously the whole thing with the refs and everything was heavily criticized yesterday, and I think for good reason. If you didn't know what's going on the timeline, go check out yesterday's video. We're talking about what's going on as far as everyone talking about, yes, OKC winning, but also the fact that they're not really getting, I would say, the due credit they deserve because, well, pretty much the refs decided to take over the game. So guys can go check out the video from yesterday as we talked about that. Today we're going to just be talking about the game six as of tonight. It's definitely going to be interesting in my opinion. I don't know. I'll be honest. It's tough for me to make a prediction in either one of the with either one of these teams. Both of them have the potential to win, and I don't really think that none of them. While the Spurs are down, they're in a obviously they're in an elimination game. I get that, but I don't think they're a team to where like when they face an elimination game, they're just done for. I don't think they're that team. Now, if they do lose tonight, it's not even really like a thing of flack on them because I mean, look who they lost to. They lost to the reigning NBA champion. So it's not like that they lost to a scrub or, lost to somebody who doesn't have the talent to beat them. I think OKC is, and they have they have the claim for it. I think they're the best team in the NBA. I really do. I think they're the best team in the NBA. If you look at how they approach the game, how they play the game, their physicality, how they approach the game, their star player, their energy, their effort, all of that, all of the full enchilada. I feel like OKC has that and possesses that clearly. That's just my personal view. I'm just being completely honest with you guys. I think my personal view of it is OKC is the best team in the league. So if San Antonio loses to them tonight, great season. Like it's no flack on them or it's no flack. I know I've been talking about kind of like the face of the league battle. I call this rivalry between SGA and between SGA and Wimby. I kind of call this battle, if you didn't know, I call this like the modern day LeBron, a miniature version maybe of LeBron and Steph back when that first started, that 2015 era where it was LeBron and Steph, and every time they played each other, get your popcorn ready because you knew you were gonna get a great game on both sides. It wasn't even with LeBron and Steph. It wasn't even really about the team. Like yes, the win, whoever won the game, yeah, that mattered, but it wasn't even really about the team. It was like yes, the win or whoever gets the win, yeah, that matters. But what did LeBron and Steph do? That's kind of how it was. That's how I think this Wimby SGA rivalry will shape up in the future. I think this is our modern day, like I said, maybe a miniature version of LeBron and Steph Curry. I think from now on, whenever they play each other, regular season, playoffs, whatever, Western Conference Finals again, if they make it next year or whenever they make it back, it will be a thing of yes, everyone is focused on the teams, and whoever gets the win, obviously, I guess you could say won the game, or won the matchup or whatever, because they got the win. But as far as like regular season play and stuff like that, people will be having their eyes fixed on watching our two faces of the NBA, because I think SGA will, or at least in my personal opinion, will be he'll be the LeBron of the rivalry. Here's what I mean by that. Yes, Steph Curry I love Steph Curry. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. And at that time, especially, he was one of the faces of the NBA. Okay, like he was, if you weren't rocking with LeBron, you was rocking with Steph. Like it was like that. That's how I feel like this Wimby and SGA thing will go. SGA will be I think he'll be the guy to where like the NBA is behind, like to where he's winning. He's winning the championships, he's winning the MVPs, he's winning this, he's winning that. The team is good. He's leading his team. He's the floor raiser for his team. It's like that. Like he's the guy. He's the LeBron. Like he's the face of the league. But also Wemby will be not too far behind him at all. He's probably like a 1A, 1B kind of thing. He's not far behind him at all, being like the other face of the league. So it'll be, if you don't like SGA, you can like Wemby, and it's like it'll be kind of like that trade-off. So I think regardless of what happens tonight, I think the dynamic is pretty much set as far as, in my view, of them kind of being the two faces of the league. Now, as far as the game 6 tonight, like I said, it's tough to make a prediction in my opinion, because both teams have something so unpredictable. It's like I never know. Here's what I mean. The Spurs can go out tonight, and if they, hypothetically, let's say they blow out the Thunder by, let's say they get the win by 15 points, but the whole game they were dominating the Thunder, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at all if that's how this goes tonight, because the Spurs has that ability. They have the talent. They have the skill set to be able to do that. It's just the Thunder are also just so hard to beat. The Thunder are very difficult to beat, if you didn't already know that, but they are very difficult to beat. So it could easily go like that. I don't see it going like that. I don't see any team getting blown out tonight, but maybe, who knows? But also, on the Thunder side of things, they can easily go out there and dominate the Spurs tonight and get the win by 15 points easily. They have the talent, they have the players, they literally have the willpower to do that. And like I said, they're so tough to beat. Same with the Spurs. The Spurs are no easy task for anyone. And I seen this a couple days ago. I'm glad I touched on that. Pause. I seen this a couple days ago. Like, basically someone, and I'm not going to say any names, but someone who, or people who were saying that maybe the Spurs were a thing of luck, or they got lucky, or they got, very fortunate, put it like that. And they don't really deserve, I guess you could say, to be where they are. I don't see that at all with the Spurs. I think the Spurs are exactly where they need to be. When you get a player like Victor Wembanyama, when you get a player like Wemby, this is where you're supposed to be. I don't care what nobody say. When you get a Wemby on your team, this is the things, or these type of, playoffs and Western Conference Finals and finals, maybe in the future. That type of stuff is what you should be focused on. Yeah, regular season games are cool, but you should know with a Wemby, you have the potential to go win a championship. Forget regular season. Forget oh yeah, we had a good record. No. It should be trying to go get a championship. Wemby should not be in a situation to where it's like, yeah, we have a great player, but that's it. Like, we have a great player. That's it. No, where the Spurs are now, that's how the Spurs should aspire to be in the future for years to come. It's either playoffs or Western Conference Finals, second round, championship. That it shouldn't be anything lower than playoffs. Shouldn't even be in the Spurs' viewpoint. It should always be trying to build a team up around Wemby to go make something happen in the playoffs. Perfect example. Look at look at the other face of the league. That's what his team does. SGA is in my opinion, will be the face of the league. And guess what? OKC doesn't hesitate. Or when they were building this team up that won a championship and retaining players and stuff like that, they didn't hesitate. And I can promise you, if you ask any other Thunder's coaches or trainers, whoever, I promise you there was never a doubt in their mind that they were going to miss the playoffs this year. Not a doubt. They know this is where they need to be. They need to be in playoffs, and they need to be in Western Conference Finals and the finals again, and getting to the playoffs every single year. They need to be doing that because they have the talent to do that. They have the star. They have the supporting talent. That's where the Spurs need to be. So don't think, I know the Thunder won last year, so they kind of earned their respect. But don't think in any way that this series is like alpha and like somebody way lower. No. this is a team, in my opinion, the two faces of the league going against each other, or future faces of the league going against each other in a rightful matchup. I think this is not the only time we're going to see this matchup, because if the Spurs build right, if they take Wemby seriously and take this era that they have seriously, Wemby will be back in the playoffs next year, no doubt about it. Same with SGA. And I think this is a matchup that we're probably going to see a couple times in the future in the playoffs. So this is not a thing of luck and the Spurs kind of just lucked into it. No. The Spurs were a great enough team that they made it to this point to go against the OKC Thunder and have competed, by the way, with the OKC Thunder. They have not laid down in any way. Yeah, I know they down 3-2, but the 3-2 thing, I mean, if they win tonight, the series is 3-3, and it comes down to an elimination game. So I don't really pay too much attention to that. Yeah, they're down 3-2. That's great. But, I mean, they were down in the series before, but they tied it up. So it's the whole thing about the Spurs, or this notion that the Spurs may have lucked into it. I don't really believe in that. I just say this is the battle of the two faces of the league. These are the two faces that we have in the league right now. Or, excuse me, I keep saying right now. Once LeBron retires, this is the face of the league, or the faces of the league. That's what we have to look forward to. In my opinion, it will be Wemby, and it will be SGA. Now, don't get me wrong. There will be other players. There will be, we got Ant-Man. We got all these great other players. We still got Jokic still in there. So it's still other great players. Perfect example. Same with when LeBron and Curry were running the league. You had other great players on great teams. Sure, they were great. They were the star of their team, the face of their team, the face of their organization. They were getting their ad campaigns and signing deals and stuff like that. Great. That's wonderful. But when it comes down to the faces of the league, you knew who those were. You knew it was LeBron and Steph Curry, hands down. One, no, you can feel a way about it, but what you going to do? They're the faces of the league. They're generating the most money in the league. That's how I feel like SGA and Wemby will be. So, as far as this game 6, I personally think it will come down to whoever's supporting cast plays better. Obviously, I know SGA, I know Wemby they're going to eat regardless. And that's another thing I also love about this matchup so far. I know SGA and I know Wemby are going to eat regardless. That's just how great of players they are. They're going to eat regardless. So, it's no doubt about that. Tonight, it will come down to, in my personal opinion, whoever supporting cast plays the best. So if the Spurs go out there and play team basketball and throw the Thunder off guard, they'll win and they'll force it to a game 7. And if that happens, then as much as I love SGA and as much as I love the Thunder's work ethic and everything like that, I'm not sure in a game 7 situation, I'm not sure how that would look. Now, granted, they have been in those situations before, but it's going to be very interesting to see a game 7 after, you had a chance to close it out in game 6. You close it out 3-2. You kind of go back and you're on, San Antonio has the momentum. So you're kind of hoping that momentum kind of settles down a little bit in game 7. But I don't know if that happens. I'm not sure. Now the Thunder, they have the opportunity right in front of them. The Thunder, they don't want to stress about nothing. Cool, go close it out tonight. Boom, move on to the Knicks. That's how you do it. They don't want to stress. They don't want to have that pressure on them. Close it out tonight. Do whatever you got to do. Like I said, supporting cast needs to be there. It needs to be playing their best. They need to be at the tip-top shape. They need to be playing out of their mind tonight. If there is any game, now I know a couple games ago the OKC's bench went crazy. They need that tonight. They need that. To close out this series, they need that type of performance tonight. They need that kind of everybody's contributing, everybody's helping SGA out. Everybody is when they get on the court, it's no real drop off. They need to just keep it rolling. They don't need it kind of stalling and letting the Spurs kind of hang around, because in my opinion of it, if they let the Spurs hang around tonight, that's taking too much of a risk. That's too much of a risk for the Spurs to be able to just win this game. Because, don't get me wrong, the Spurs, I don't think, they don't have the experience. So they haven't been in these situations before. But I mean, you don't need much experience if the game is on the line and you telling us we can force it to a game 7 and potentially go to the finals. You don't need that much experience for the team to say, hey, the game is there. Let's go win this game and force it to a game 7 so we can make it to the finals potentially. You don't need that much experience for that. So I think the Thunder have the advantage of the experience. So they should already know when it comes down for a chance to end it, to end this series, tonight is your chance to do it. Do not let the Spurs get another chance to just linger and just kind of be there, because I'm telling you, the Spurs are they are no lackey at all. You let them hang around, and OKC will find themselves in a game 7 that I necessarily don't like their perspective of it. I don't. Game 7 with this Spurs team, it might not go OKC's way. I'm just saying. Now, the Spurs, like I said, it's going to come down to both supporting cast. So the Spurs go out there. This is an elimination game. LeBron James once said a great quote about elimination games. This is my motto to the Spurs tonight. Listen, in elimination games, you got to shoot all the bullets in the gun. All the bullets in the gun, you got to shoot them. And then throw the gun too. So listen, everything needs to be explored tonight for the Spurs to force it to a game 7. I have no doubt about the star players. If you want a point of reference, don't worry about it. I got you. Wemby is 30 points a game, 14.8 rebounds, 4.3 assists, and 3 blocks a game in this series. And SGA is following him up, 24.8 points per game, 8.3 assists per game, 7.5 rebounds per game, and 2.0 steals a game. So, listen, the opportunity is there for both teams. Now, for the Spurs, they got another game to play. Even if they played best all out basketball, they got a whole nother game to play. So their opportunity is kind of partial, because they got to win this game and win another game. But the OKC, the opportunity is there. Like, close it out tonight so you can advance to the Knicks, because the Knicks, they're just getting rest right now. So I think whoever advances, the Knicks got the advantage, at least in the first couple games, because they're rested. They haven't played nobody. They played the Cavs, but they swept them. They made easy work of them. So they're just resting at this point. So Thunder, y'all need to close it out tonight and hurry up and get ready to advance to play the Knicks. For the Spurs, listen, everything needs to be explored tonight. Everything. Everything. Once again, I got to read the stats one more time. For SGA, 24.8 points, 8.3 assists, 7.5 rebounds, 2 steals. Victor Wembanyama, 30 points per game, 14 rebounds. I don't even got to read nothing else for Victor. That's what it should be tonight. The Spurs need Wemby. They need 30 and 14 tonight. If you can make it 40 and 14, that'd be great. 40 and 14, the Spurs probably definitely going to a game 7. Now for SGA, his regular 24 points per game, that probably, once the supporting cast gets involved, that'll probably be enough. Now for Wemby, like I said, that supporting cast gotta go with you. That supporting cast gotta go with you. Same with SGA. Both supporting casts have to be there, but along with the supporting cast being there, don't take this opportunity for granted, please. Because I'm telling you, on both sides, y'all got something to lose. Spurs, y'all go home if y'all lose tonight. And OKC, if y'all get this to a game 7, I don't know. I don't know. So take this opportunity seriously, because both of y'all got something to lose tonight, and it can cost you if you lose this game for both teams. Obviously, it's cost the Spurs their season, but for OKC, it costs you a game 7 field that I don't necessarily like. So we'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. It's me, Chill, from the Chill Report. If y'all watched the video, I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to come back next time. Before you leave, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Become one of the chillest players in the game. And I'm out. Peace.